Welcome back. Today we are jumping straight into Lesson 2 of our Bahasa Indonesia Explainer for beginners. You know, learning a new language is a whole lot like putting together interlocking puzzle pieces. And today, we are adding some seriously practical new pieces to your collection. Whether you're navigating a bustling market in Jakarta or, honestly, just trying to describe the shirt you're wearing, this session is going to give you the exact tools you need.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll be reviewing Lesson 1, conquering the numbers, building a basic color palette, learning the days of the week, and finally, getting into some real sentence building practice.
All right, Section 1, reviewing Lesson 1, solidifying the foundation.
Let's kick things off with 3 magic questions. I want you to try to answer these out loud. Number 1, Nama Anda siapa? What is your name? Number 2, Di mana Anda tinggal? Where do you live? And number 3, Berapa umur Anda? How old are you? Seriously, take a quick second right now and practice saying your name, where you live, and your age out loud.
So, how'd you do? If you hesitated on your age for that last question, berapa umur Anda, please do not worry about it. That is actually the absolute perfect bridge to our very first major topic today.
Moving on to Section 2, conquering the numbers, counting from 0 to 100 plus.
Let's start right at the absolute basics. Counting from 0 to 10 forms the core of literally everything else we will do with numbers. 0 is nol, 1 is satu, 2 is dua, 3 is tiga. Moving up, 4 is empat, 5 is lima, 6 is enam. And finishing up the base, 7 is tujuh, 8 is delapan, 9 is sembilan, and 10 is sepuluh. I highly recommend pausing this explainer a little later just to memorize this base sequence, because once you have these down, the rest is practically automatic.
And here is exactly why it's automatic. This illustrates the underlying logic of Bahasa Indonesia. Once you know your base numbers, creating larger numbers is just a matter of snapping on the right suffix. It's like Lego. To make a teen number from 12 to 19, you just take the base number and add the suffix belas. For example, 2 is dua, so 12 becomes dua belas. 3 is tiga, so 13 is tiga belas. Now, to make a tens number, like 20, 30, or 40, you take the base number and add puluh. So 20 is dua puluh, and 30 is tiga puluh. Want to make a compound number, like 25? You just stack the tens in the units. Dua puluh plus lima makes dua puluh lima. It's incredibly straightforward and directly mirrors the structural logic of languages like Vietnamese.
Of course, there's always one small exception, right? For the number 11, instead of satu belas, it's sebelas. And the reason makes total sense. In Indonesian, the prefix se actually stands for 1.
And knowing that the prefix se means 1 makes our next massive milestone incredibly easy to remember. How do you think you'd say 100? Yep, it's seratas. See how that se pops up again? It makes the whole system feel incredibly intuitive.
Let's see how this builds into real-world application with some basic math symbols. Plus is tambah, minus is kurang, multiply is kali, divide is bagi, and equals is sama dengan.
Okay, it is time for a quick pop quiz to test those new skills. I'll pause for just a second. How would you say 50 plus 5 equals something entirely in Indonesian? Think about your tens rule and remember your math symbols.
All right, let's check the answer. If you stacked lima puluh for 50, added tambah for plus, and lima for 5 to get lima puluh lima, you totally nailed it. Look how quickly you were building complex phrases.
Section 3, basic color palette, adding vibrancy to vocabulary.
Here is your essential color palette. We have vibrant red, which is merah. Yellow is kuning. Green is hijau. Blue is biru. Black is hitam. White is putih, and rich brown is chocolate. These are the everyday colors you're going to use to describe clothing, cars, buildings, and really just everything else around you.
Now here's a fun linguistic quirk that shows just how descriptive the language can be. The word for pink is merah muda. Merah means red, and muda means young or light. So it literally translates to young red or light red. It's a wonderful little parallel that perfectly matches the logic of English terms like light red, and similarly mirrors languages like Vietnamese.
Moving on to Section 4, days of the week, organizing our time.
We kick off the work week with Monday, which is Senin. Then comes Tuesday, Selasa, Wednesday is Rabu, Thursday is Kamis, and Friday is Jumat.
Then we finally hit the weekend with Saturday, Sub-2, and Sunday, which is Minggu. Just like the numbers, these are absolutely essential daily terms you'll want to commit to memory.
And finally, Section 5. Sentence building practice. Putting it all together. This right here is where the magic happens. This is where we finally snap all of those isolated vocabulary Lego bricks we just learned together into complete, meaningful thoughts. The grammar rule to make a descriptive sentence is wonderfully simple, and again, practically identical to Vietnamese sentence structure. It's the S plus P rule, which simply means the noun goes first and the adjective, in this case, our color, follows right behind it. You state the object first, then you paint it with the color.
So, for example, if you want to say, my shirt is red, you start with the noun, baju saya, which means my shirt, and follow it directly with the color, merah. Baju saya merah. Or, if you want to say a painting is beautiful, painting is lukisan and beautiful is bagus, so it simply becomes lukisan bagus. The descriptor always trails the object.
And here is where it gets incredibly practical for your everyday life. You can pair our newly acquired number skills with the vital question word berapa, which means how much or how many. Say you are out shopping in Jakarta and you want to know the price of a car. You simply ask berapa, followed by the item you're looking at. Berapa is basically your magic key to unlocking prices, counting items, and using all those numbers from 0 to 100 that we mastered a few minutes ago.
Well, we've covered a ton of ground today, from counting to 100 to painting our world with colors and stringing it all together into sentences. So here is your homework. I challenge you to look around your room right now and name 3 objects and their colors in Bahasa Indonesia. Next, try writing out your own phone number using the numbers we learned today. Before we wrap up, I want you to ask yourself, how does learning a language where descriptions trail the object actually change the very way you observe the world? Next time you walk outside, try seeing the shirt before the red. Do you see the foundation first before you judge its qualities? It's definitely something to think about. Keep practicing, and as they say in Indonesia, sampai jumpa. See you next time.